Hello everyone. Today is January 29, 2025, and this is my daily market update. I'm sorry I could not make a video yesterday. It was kind of a non-eventful day. I was actually, coding my indicator on the TradingView. This made more sense because, this way I can actually, show you guys what my indicators are showing me. Um, so yeah, so this is basically my indicator, and then this bottom thing is also again part of this. Um, let's start with S&P, SPY. Looks like basically S&P is looking to move in and close this gap. It's looking to do that. Today's earnings, they were, they didn't move market much. So I think market will this week. I was expecting, even though volatility came in, I was expecting a sideways week. But beginning February, I think, is when the action is gonna start. Um, so S&P, if you see, these big triangles are where, you would, it recommended, my algorithm recommended to buy. And these red dots are kind of, it's indicating that it's oversold. So these alerts are, oversold and overbought. This is like, mildly, it's oversold. So on a 5 minute basis, rest of them, I don't see any alerts. Looks like 4 hour, 1 hour, and 5 minute are trending lower, but major trends are all higher for S&P. So I think this is gonna close in this gap, and I'm thinking, it will happen by the end of this week. Um, there will be some drama. It will try to, challenge this, but I think eventually it's gonna go higher. That's what volatility does. It never, goes up and directly attacks this, even though we know that this is where it wants to go. Let's go to QQQ. It has a higher gap. All the major trends are all bullish. There are no oversold, overbought signals. So I think it's gonna go here. It's out of this resistance area. It'll keep it bounced off of this. This became a support, and yeah, it's gonna go here. So I don't think there were, major earnings moves. I think, Meta is moving higher, IBM is moving higher, and I think Microsoft will move higher. So all those kind of, will take it a little bit higher. Um, Dow looks like, it hit a daily overbought. So looks like, these were all overbought. So these kind of things on a daily basis, they indicate that market wants to go lower. So this doesn't happen in, like, immediately, but it's not very far away. If you look at it, it's just like, it happened last month. This is a major sell signal. Let's look at weekly. Um, I mean, oops. Weekly, it didn't make any new tops, so that is something that I'm looking, and there is overbought signal here. Let's see, I mean, if it actually challenges this all-time high, even intraday, it'll be interesting. But this one does have a full-on overbought signal on a daily basis. Same thing. Let's look at IWM. IWM, the weekly trend is lower actually. So this is one of the major trends. But I think, as long as monthly trend is higher, I think it'll still be okay. It'll just go sideways. Um, but yeah, some of the trends are. This one is looking more like it doesn't want to even, like, try going higher. It probably won't. So I'm still short oil, guys. All these three trends are lower. monthly and weekly are higher. That's why I wanted to, kind of get out of it, but I didn't get any good price. My option expiry is February 28th, so I entered 30-day. So the theta should decay pretty fast now. So hopefully, I'll probably want to get out of here within like 1 or 2 weeks. Let's look at Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin, like I said, I do see it hitting kind of this 122, 123 target. The major trends are all bullish. This 5 and 10 minute trends, they don't really, they impact in the short term, but they should be, and these are actually oversold signals. So, and this is not a very hard overbought signal at the 4 hour. If it turns red, then yeah, I will be worried, but it's barely flashing yellow, orange. So I see it still going higher. There is some kind of a minor buy signal here, so I'm thinking it's still gonna go higher. Let's look at VIX. I think this was very so this kind of monthly, it was actually positive intraday. So major trend is trying to turn positive here, and I showed you in my weekend video that monthly there were some bullish candles. So so I do see this jumping higher. It probably will close this gap like a QQQ and S&P. It created a gap here on what happened on Monday. So that is my market analysis, guys. Let's go over like a couple of stocks. Let's look at our earnings candidates. So this is the reason why I was short Tesla. I went short here. Today I got out. It was not a very big profit, but I didn't want to hold it through the earnings. Today looks like it's going higher after earnings. That is the reason why I didn't want to hold it. It held this trend line. So if it breaks it, then it might go lower, but looks like that trend is holding up, and but then there is a good resistance here. So I don't know if it will go past this. So I'm not convinced that it will, but let's see. I don't see any bullish signals here. I mean, there is some mild oversold signals here at 4 and daily. That is the reason I think why it's having that bounce. So, but then it won't last for long. All these 4 hour daily bullish signals, they are like very short term. They can be remedied in like pretty short term. So usually within like couple of days. Or max a week if it's a slow moving stock, but I don't think Tesla is a slow moving stock. So let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft, I was actually bullish, but then there is, it won't go in the straight line. There will be drama. I do see, these major buy signals. It's trying to break out of this trend. It could not. It tried a couple of times. It got oversold signal, so it had to check back in, but it will probably go sideways for a little bit more time. There is like oversold, mild oversold signal, but I see all these greens here, green alerts. These are all like oversold. This is overbought, mild overbought. So I think it has to remedy this before it continues higher. Same thing with Amazon. All the major trends are all bullish, but they look like it's actually hitting some. If these turn red, then there will be problem for Amazon. And these are all like on daily, weekly, so larger periods. So Amazon, I beginning of the year I said it'll go sideways. Yeah, I don't see it going like breaking out or anything. It will probably fake out and then come back into this channel, and then once these turn red, I think they go down. Let's look at Google. Google also doesn't look very promising. It does have this overbought signal. On the weekly, let's see, what happens. I don't see any major uh, s- trending signals here. It's pretty much going sideways. So the Meta came up with earnings today, but it has pretty good red alerts here on a daily basis and 4 hourly. So I'm thinking, Meta kind of, Meta actually looks pretty weak to me. Honestly, it is probably the weakest of all the mega cap stocks. Same thing with Netflix. Netflix looks like super bullish still, even though daily. It looks like this monthly just turned flashed a signal. So yeah, I mean, it was pretty bullish here. That would have been a good buy. It jumped on earnings. It jumped like crazy. But looks, this is basically what is this is indicating is it's saying that this is a bull flag, so it might go sideways. But if these don't turn red, then I think it has a chance to go higher. Let's look at AMD. AMD, all the major trends are lower. Only, yeah, this is not good, guys. I think AMD is gonna fall further. It looks pretty bearish to me. Yeah, so this is where it flashed red, and these kind of play out a little bit farther in time. So the immediate trend is also lower, but then this indicates weakness, and looks like here we saw some weakness, here we saw some weakness, so it continued lower, and all the major trends are all lower. Let's look at Apple. Yeah, Apple, this is a fake bounce, guys. Looks like it wants to go down. This there is a major downtrend coming in Apple. That's what I see. This is what it indicates. It'll be somewhere next month, but yeah, there is a major downtrend coming in Apple. Let's look at weekly basis. Yeah, weekly I don't see any major, but daily itself, that daily signal, these are strong enough to take it like down like 10%, 15%. So let's look at NVDA. NVIDIA looks, the other day it actually tried to, on the sell-off day, it got bought yesterday. But like I said, it's all basically sell the rally now. This is a major bearish signal. This is again a major bearish signal. So yeah, looks like it will go sideways and then dump again. That's what I read from these indicators. And then I went short on AVGO. This is the reason why, even though the trend is bullish, this indicates super bearishness. So this will go lower. I think it will go much lower. Um, so these are some of the stocks that I wanted to go over today. So yeah, I will keep improving this. I have a couple of things that I need to add. I have a separate program that runs, and it used to give me analysis, but I think this is much better. It also gives me indication on, like, if I'm trading futures. It basically tells me what is the direction I need to be in, and then if something changes, then I can immediately switch. So that is the reason why I like this indicator much better. So yeah, I mean, this is what I was working on yesterday. I'm gonna improve it over the weekend if I get time, but over next 1 week, I think you'll see many more improvements to this. Again, oil, guys. I mean, it's in this wedge pattern. If it ends weak here, I think it will be really difficult for it to break out. And then this, if monthly is red, unless some other some news breaks out, or in the beginning of February or something, this turns green, you should always go with the major trend, which is monthly trend. And daily and monthly, if they are lower, I think it's going to go lower. Also, let's look at gold. Um, Gold, even though it looks, the trend is all bullish. That's why, whenever it gets sold off, it gets bought in, and then you see this, major green candles. But then it's slowly, flashing overbought here. This is like mild overbought, but if these turn red, then eventually, it's gonna give in. Again, let's look at silver. Silver weekly trend is lower, so unless this turns positive, I don't see it breaking out of this. Looks like there are some, on a 5-minute and 10-minute time frames, there are some minor oversold, so you might see it going somewhere here, but it needs to break out of this weekly. Yeah. Let's look to see if there are any major buy signals on the weekly basis. Oh, weekly just turned positive, so that's good. So yeah, looks like it's very close to turning this trend positive. So once this is positive, I think it's gonna just break out. Let's look at platinum. Platinum, I don't see, even though the trend is higher here, I think there is, it's gonna go here, and then I see it kind of, trying to break down before it breaks out of it. Platinum, let's look at platinum. Platinum problem is the monthly trend is lower, guys, and platinum and palladium. Sorry, this is palladium. Palladium monthly trend is lower. So yeah, I mean, it needs to turn this positive before it can go any higher. There are some oversold signals, but I think it's just gonna go sideways until it hits this, and then we'll see what the trends are, what the alerts are, and based on that, it'll go higher or lower. But this is what I was doing, guys. Sorry again for not making a video yesterday, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Take care. All the best. Bye.